same thing it did that one time. Look, it says it's complete.
No,
It says it's live?
it says live.
Okay.
Just a second, let me just verify.
Okay, thank you, because I was looking at it and it wasn't working and I thought, oh no. Oh, I do see it.
Okay, we're good.
And we are live. Thank you very much, Bethany.
It's now 7 p.m. I hereby call the April 13th, 2022 meeting of the Frostburg Planning Commission to order. We begin our meeting with a roll call of members present.
Ray Rase.
Conrad Best,
Karen Crow.
Adam Ritchie.
and we have a quorum. As we begin, I would ask anyone presenting business before the commission or individuals who want to comment on business before the commission or other concerns, please come forward to the podium at the appropriate time. State your name, your address. For the record, each meeting is recorded, so please speak loudly and clearly. Okay, the first item on our agenda is the review of minutes of the two previous meetings. The January 12th meeting you'll find on your packet between pages 3 and 6. Karen was not at that meeting, so Ray, you or Adam are going to have to
Make the
check them
motion.
over better.
It was a whole lot in that meeting,
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It
I
was,
missed it.
yeah.
so it's more the text amendments than anything. I read through these already, and I didn't see any issues with what was presented. So I'll make a motion they be approved as written. I'll second.
I've moved and second. We approve the meeting minutes of the January 12th Planning Commission meeting. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. The next item is the February 16th Special Planning Commission meeting, and you'll find those on page 7 through 9 in your packet.
I found the minutes to be complete, so I would make a motion that we accept them as written.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded that we approve the Special Planning Commission meeting of February 16th. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Okay, those meeting minutes pass. Next item on our agenda is citizens' comments. Anybody here is a citizen? Okay.
And typically, Chair, just so you are aware, whenever we advertise these meetings, we always encourage and ask for public comment. At this time, I can tell you none has been received.
Okay. All right, the next item is the 104 Pearson Street project.
Chair Best, if I may make a recommendation, please. We are aware that a fifth commissioner, Commissioner Snyder, will be joining us this evening, and we will need him for a quorum for this vote. So if we may, could we switch 6.1 and 6.2 and dispense with the Maryland Department of Planning report first while we
Okay.
wait for Commissioner Snyder?
That's fine, I have no problem with that.
Thank you, sir.
Any other commissioners have a problem with that?
No.
Let's go ahead.
You're familiar with this report. We do this annually every year. We report to the Maryland Department of Planning regarding single-family dwellings that have been permitted in the calendar year. Last year, I reported that for the calendar year 2020, we only reported 3 new single-family dwellings. And while I felt that that was a low number, I felt that that was also a reflection of the supply shortages we were experiencing during the pandemic. The year before that, in 2019, we had 6 new single-family dwellings. This year, for the calendar year of 2021, we're really happy, really pleased to report that we have 9 single-family dwelling permits issued. 2 of those are in the Sand Spring Run Phase 2 subdivision, and the balance of 7 are in the Pritchard Farm subdivision. So with 2 active subdivisions going on within our city limits, this looks really good for us. This bodes really well for us and for our city. So we're really pleased to be able to report that. Beyond that, in the report, we're also asked questions regarding our 5-year mid-cycle comprehensive plan implementation review report. That was not done this year. That has been done in the past. And as you're aware, we're working on our RFP for consultation for our new comprehensive plan.
Is there any timeline on that?
Within the next 2 months, I would expect we will have that RFP out, and we'll be looking for replies on that. Hopefully sooner, but that's a generous timeline. We did not have any growth changes in terms of annexations or significant rezonings, map changes, anything like that. We did not identify any recommendations for improving the planning and development process within the jurisdiction in 2021, but I very much expect that we will this year, especially as we begin our comprehensive plan cycle.
So this is just for 2021?
Yes, ma'am. And we were happy to report that, yes, all members of the Planning Commission and the Board of Appeals had completed the required educational training courses. So that is the that is everything involved in that report. That's how we check in with Maryland Department of Planning in terms of zoning changes and single-family dwelling permits, so that gives them a gauge on our growth.
And that's just a report you turned in. You need no action from us on the
That's
report.
correct. They
Okay.
copy you on these notifications as a courtesy because you are our chair. Our city administrator also gets notified, so we're well covered.
All right, fine. Let the minutes reflect that Commissioner Snyder has joined the meeting.
Thank you, Chair. And unless there are any questions regarding this report, we can move on.
Anybody have any questions? Okay.
Good news.
It is,
Yeah.
thank you. Yeah, we're happy.
A question for you, not
Sure.
regarding the report, but you want to report residential? Any
Yes.
way you could do a summary of commercial and institutional too?
I think we could certainly do that for this
It would be-
commission.
It would definitely be interesting to compare the same dates
Sure,
year to year.
be happy to do that. Would you like that in terms of a calendar year? Or would you like to look at a fiscal year?
I'd say whatever this is.
What's the same,
Yeah.
same
Okay.
what you're doing is, yeah.
Calendar year, sure.
I'm sure the public would appreciate that too.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff going beyond the
There
scenes.
really is, especially this, commercial improvements are really moving this year, and it's been a huge boon. Huge boon.
So I think that's the kind of stuff we want to report.
Yes, sir. Okay, we'll put that on the agenda for next month. And we'll make sure, I am forgetting that I need to ask you for a motion and a second to accept this report, because the next step is to take it to mayor and council, and then we submit it to the Maryland Department of Planning as an
I'll make
official
that
record.
motion then.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Been moved and seconded that we accept the report as written. Any other questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Indicate.
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries.
Thank you kindly.
Okay. All right. This time we'll move back to the 101 Pearson Street project.
Chairman, I need to recuse myself on this. We didn't do anything with the site plan, but I did prepare a set of code drawings for the contractor.
Thank you.
Justin Tippin, it's 10118 Parkersburg Road, Southwest Frostburg, Maryland, 21532. I'm representing Dr. Cohenbar.
Okay. Representing who?
Dr. Cohenbar.
Dr. Cohen?
Yep.
If I may ask, who's Dr. Cohenbar? I don't.
He's actually the investor that owns this property and several others in Frostburg. We do all the work for him and manage his properties.
Okay.
And I believe I see you have the drawings, and I also have, this will be the parking layout, the dumpster locations, and we need also. Do you need a copy as well?
How about I put it up here, and is it okay if I, does
Yeah.
this help you?
Yeah, that's,
Okay.
we have no worries. I just wanna
Excellent.
make sure.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Oh, nice, I see how you have it laid out.
I believe I looked this up. This is over off of Green Street, correct?
Correct.
Yes.
So there'll be parking for 10?
We can probably fit more than that, 15 actually. We have
Okay.
two, if you look, it's kinda hard to see because the trees in the area,
Ah, I
but where
see
the
it.
roadway is, we have
Yeah.
4 more up above.
Okay.
So there'll be 15 regular and then 2 handicap if we need.
How many units are there now?
Currently 4.
4
Yeah,
units?
3 upstairs, 1 down.
Okay. And this is an add-on?
We're looking to just change the layout to put two bedrooms
Okay.
in the downstairs instead of just one large unit. It would.
Yeah, okay. Gotcha.
So the upstairs unit is as,
Yes, we won't be
Shown on
touching.
this.
Yep.
okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's 3 units in the upstairs and only 1 large one in the downstairs.
Oh. And it's being sent to BOZA for what?
We,
Because it's not zoned
Correct.
multifamily?
correct.
No.
Well, they have it zoned right now, but we have to change it because we're going from a 3 to a 4, or 4 to a 5.
So in no way do I mean to railroad this presentation, but if I may provide just a little bit of background, if that's okay.
Yeah.
This structure was formerly Kingdom Hall of Jehovah's Witness. And so it was a worship center. And in 1992, 1993, it was converted into a 4-unit multifamily residential structure. It is sprinklered, and there are 3 units across the top and 1 large unit in the bottom. It has been routinely registered and licensed in the rental housing program and routinely inspected and has always passed inspection. And it has changed ownership. This is probably the
A
3rd
set of
change
3,
in
yeah.
about 2 decades. So it's been very consistent.
Yeah.
It is in the R2A district where multifamily housing is permitted by special exception only. Noting that it's 4 units now, it is an existing nonconformity. So to increase the number of units, however, not the density, it would require a special exception from the Board of Zoning Appeals. So that's why it's here before you this evening to seek a recommendation, whether favorable or otherwise, to the Board of Zoning Appeals.
So is it your plan then to put the 2 on the ground level to be handicap accessible?
If they can be, yes, sir. With the plans, I believe everything should be handicap accessible.
Just off the top of my head, it looks that way.
Yeah, everything is
Are you
36
You
inch.
gonna have doors here, or are they just in?
Oh, no,
within the
everything will have doors, yes, sir.
Okay,
Yeah.
they're not shown on here, that's why I asked. What I would recommend if you put handicap places downstairs,
Mhm.
get rid of that ramp that's upstairs. That's
Okay.
falling down.
I don't know, it may be
Ramp.
down now, but I'm not 100% sure. We've been cleaning up the exterior of the property since the new owner took over. He's only had it since, I guess, late last year.
Okay.
So, but I absolutely
It
can do
was there
Where's the
a
ramp?
month ago. Huh? Presently, they have a handicap ramp up here and handicap parking up there, but if it, and it's a ramp, but it just complies. I'm not even sure. I didn't go out and actually measure
In
it. I
terms
saw
of the
what it looked
grade,
like.
or
Huh?
in terms of
Oh,
the grade?
the grade is
pretty steep.
pretty steep in
Hmm.
that. And You don't see this on here, but the upper level is at one level and the second floor is at a ground level. So it's what, about 8 or 9 feet difference, but that's where they had the ramp up in that corner, and it's, I would hate to have the inspector, the EEOC, is it
Oh,
EEOC?
and I know ADA compliance has to be 12 to 1, so that's no problem, and that was
Yeah.
pre-existing, so it'll all be gone once we start this, so.
Okay.
Are the egress windows on the basement, are they already existing?
No, but that is in our plans, and if you would drive by, we have excavated to start the process if we get approved for everything. We are gonna put 4 egress windows in, that is the plan right now.
Okay.
And that'll be 1 in each bedroom.
Laura,
They're not showing on here. You're talking about downstairs?
Yeah, they're,
On the bedrooms,
yes.
the
So
basement.
well,
yeah,
this is the basement.
Yeah, that's the basement.
Yeah,
so
if
it's-
you-
But they're putting an egress window here,
Yes.
here,
Oh,
yes,
for each of the bedrooms.
correct.
I just did not know if they were already existing in that
No,
location.
not yet,
You were gonna have to retrofit it.
correct.
Laura, do you have access to your email right there?
Yes, I do.
Check your email. There's a better drawing. That make things a little clearer. This is actually the code analysis drawing.
Oh, there you go.
So you see the windows, you'll see the egress windows and such associated with it, as long with the travel path and construction type.
okay, and we're here to give a preliminary recommendation to BOZA on, and this.
Either
this-
favorable or
favorable, and
otherwise.
if it comes back from BOZA favorable, then he'll be back again with additional plans and specs
Formal
and
site plan. Yes, sir.
the whole thing.
What's happening in the unit number 56? There are a lot of cars and things. I was just wondering if this increase in parking would affect the
That-
neighborhood.
That pad
So-
exists right now, Carrie.
Yeah, let me just show you on the aerial view here. This area, obviously, where you see the floodplain in blue, and then along here, the string of number 56.
Yeah.
That is the former location of a trailer park,
trailer
and
park,
when
yeah.
Elizabeth Stallman was our community development director, she orchestrated a FEMA floodplain buyout. And then that natural area was created and the fence installed to kind of mimic the bow in the road. The owner of this property, the actual number 56, is somewhat aggrieved that this curved line appears on this layer. These lines represent tax map lines. These lines do not represent surveys, and they can often be skewed because, as we know, layer upon layer, things can get somewhat skewed. It's my understanding that this property owner has requested a map change through the Maryland Department of Planning. He is correct in that his lot is an exact rectangle. So you can see how these lines are somewhat shifted, and this does not follow the roadway exactly. So there has been a rather active code enforcement file regarding this area in particular ever since the floodplain buyout was conducted and the green space was planted with trees. To the point that cars have been ticketed, and cases have gone to court over it. We are very perfectly able to prove that that is a public right-of-way.
It's interesting, because when I visited that area to see, I started to go out there and got turned back. by
Couldn't
the-
make it.
Yep,
Can't make it all the way
Yeah,
around.
right.
there's just a lot of obstructions in the
Yeah.
roadway.
It
This
seems
area,
that that's purposefully done.
Yes,
yes.
Yeah, okay.
This area is particularly narrow to travel, and despite the fact that this has historically only been a 4-unit building, it has always required dumpster service or its own trash service because our trash truck cannot make these turns. Our fire department has been very involved with us regarding this area because it's critical that this area remain clear because the ladder trucks need that space to make that turn.
Right.
When it snows, only the smaller plow trucks can go through there. So it is, very important that we keep these right-of-ways clear.
So his proposal is gonna increase the occupancy from 4 to 5, is that? Is that
It will
accurate?
increase the number of units from 4 to 5, but it
Okay.
will not change the number of bedrooms.
Correct.
Okay,
So it does not necessarily increase the density.
So they're currently, it's a 2-bedroom?
No, downstairs it
Downstairs.
was a large 4-bedroom,
Oh, okay.
and we're proposing to put in two bedrooms.
Two bedrooms.
Correct.
Split it.
Okay.
Yes.
So I was just wondering about the character of the neighborhood and whether this would have an impact. That's why I was
Mhm.
asking about the
Mhm.
other site.
And I can
That's
pan
really
out a little
relevant.
bit and show you the greater neighborhood around there. Not too far away at the bottom of Grant Street, you see a lot of multifamily in this area. This area is generally single family, but there are some duplexes and some 1/1s. When you start heading into the northeast kind of area, that's generally much more residential, and I believe that's zoned differently as well. But that's where we start getting closer to the high school. And those are generally single-family residential. And then we have a lot of natural area, obviously, here.
Who owns that? Is that city?
These lots are privately
Private?
owned. These lot divisions that you see are privately owned. Once you start coming up this slope here, everything's owned by the cemetery, and that's very large lots.
Oh, yeah.
It's mostly wetland.
I guess I would like to propose that we send a recommendation to BOZA, that we refer this to BOZA for special exception for multifamily unit expansion.
okay. I have a motion.
Favorable?
Yeah.
Did you second, sir?
No, I didn't.
Oh,
I'll second it.
okay. All right, it's been moved and seconded that we forward this project to BOZO for a special exception in R2 district. All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries.
All right. Thank you, folks, very
Thank
much.
you. Thank you.
I appreciate that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for checking your email. Okay, any other questions from any of the commissioners? Do you have anything further for us?
I do not. The Maryland Department of Planning report was the main thing I had for you, and we put that under presentations because we required a motion in a second. We have no other staff reports at this time.
Okay. That being the case, I'll declare the meeting adjourned.
Thanks, Adam. You're welcome. Normally my phone tells me what time of the day it is. Well, no, it just buzzes me and says, hey, you got something in half an hour.